This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Well, good day. I'm Elena Russ. The California Highway Patrol investigating the possibility of charging a BPD officer with gross vehicular manslaughter following a deadly crash near Lamont in January. Tomorrow marks 7 weeks since 2 Bakersfield police officers were involved in the deadly crash early the morning of January 19th. It happened in the area of a pursuit involving another officer and a reportedly stolen pickup. The day of the accident, the CHP reported a mile from where that chase ended, a BPD cruiser T-boned a car at a dark rural intersection, killing 31-year-old Mario Lares and severely injuring his passenger, Ana Hernandez. Lawyers for Hernandez allege the officers violated department policies by failing to stop at a stop sign and failing to check for cross traffic, and failing to activate the vehicle's lights and siren. The CHP is handling the investigation, and while they have remained tight-lipped about the case so far, 17 News confirms they have issued a warrant for the medical records of Hernandez, plus BPD officers Ricardo Robles and Travion Cobbins, in which the issuing officer states, quote, "I believe there is probable cause to issue a search warrant for the medical record of the above-mentioned parties to establishing that the felony of Penal Code 192C1, gross vehicular manslaughter, was committed by the driver of the 2016 Ford Taurus." That is the BPD cruiser. We'll have more on this major development in the case tonight on 17 News at 5. And an investigation is underway after a deadly crash on Interstate 5 last night. It happened about 7:30 p.m. on the Twisselman Road off-ramp. According to the CHP, that crash involved a semi-truck and a sedan, but that's all we know so far. The person who died has not been identified. We'll update this story as we learn more at kget.com. A celebration of life being held today for Ridgeview High School student Noah Caceres. After a year of chemotherapy treatments to fight osteosarcoma, Noah died on February 22nd. He was just 16 years old. We first brought you his story last December when he got a room remodel thanks to the Dream Machine Foundation. His funeral begins at 1 p.m. at Sacred Heart Church on Ramos Avenue, immediately followed by graveside services. The celebration of Noah's life is today from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Edwards Estate on Denise Avenue. We're learning more about Kern County's projected $16 million budget surplus. As county officials informed the Board of Supervisors the extra cash during a mid-year budget report, warning it's a one-time boost that should be allocated carefully. County officials explained this $16 million extra dollars is coming partly from unaccounted for projects, but most of it is from an unexpected boost in sales tax revenue due to inflation. County officials noted the biggest increase in sales tax revenue is coming from gasoline specifically. Officials emphasized this one-time boost in funds should not be tied to long-term operations. While nothing has been decided yet, one idea the officials are considering is putting some of this surplus revenue toward updating the county's 911 communication system. Bakersfield City Council will hear their mid-year budget report tonight. According to that agenda, officials will make recommendations to the council on how to spend about $7 million in public safety and vital services sales tax revenue.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
Well, here at home, a new art gallery is opening up in Bakersfield this weekend, and it's in a rather unexpected place. Here with another installment in his ongoing series, Where We Live, is 17's Robert Price.
Kentucky Street in Old Town Kern is a mix of light industrial businesses, low-income housing, empty storefronts, and homelessness. Well, meet the new neighbor, RAM, an art gallery with immediate street cred. Cred that comes from its high-profile owner-curator, Rachel McCullough Wainwright, who spent the previous 10 years at the Bakersfield Museum of Art. Cred from her landlord and mentor, Venice Beach artist Chuck Arnaldi, who purchased the building next door to East Bakersfield's historic but long vacant Granada Theater 3 years ago. And cred from an increasingly art-savvy community appreciative of local history and eager to transform what was once considered Bakersfield's other main drag, Baker Street. The party honoring those people and that mindset is Friday evening, when the Ram Gallery opens with its debut show, The Wilds. Wainwright and husband Henry have been working on this stark industrial space for 3 months.
Now here I am in a private space, moving from the public art world to the private art world, but playing a lot of the same roles and excited to see what this space and how this space expands the art scene here in Bakersfield.
The gallery is at 614 Kentucky Street, a half block west of Baker and 3 or 4 blocks north of Old Town Kern's Restaurant Row, Luigi's, Wool Growers, Pyrenees Cafe, Arizona Cafe, and others.
Part of the appeal of this building was its location. I love Old Town Kern. I love the history of this area. I see so much potential in this area, and we've had the building for over 3 years. We have not had an issue at all. And are making friends with the community here, making friends with all of the restaurants and different businesses that surround RAM. I see it, and I think a lot of artists who have bought into the space see it as an area of opportunity and potential. And the fact that RAM exists in Old Town Kern is something that I'm really proud of.
RAM's first show will feature 6 artists uniquely bound to Bakersfield by birth, profession, or choice. Greg Colson, Christopher Reyes, Alan Ruppersberg, Deanna Thompson, Sarah Vanderlip, and Ali Vaughn. Opening night is this Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. Wainwright hopes to develop a community of patrons, those who've supported the Bakersfield Museum of Art and those who might not have. Yes, RAM is in the unlikeliest of places, but maybe it has the potential to help start turning this area around. In Old Town Kern, Robert Price, 17 News.
And if you are in the mood for art this weekend, you can also join the Bakersfield Museum of Art for second Saturday from 10 to 4. They'll be hosting studio artist and professor of art, Shalita Brossett Robinson, for a discussion of what it takes to see and appreciate art. That event from 1 to 2:30. Tickets are $20 for non-members, $10 for members, and $5 for students. Buy your tickets on their website, bmoa.org. And let's now head up to the state capitol as California grapples with how to respond to the homelessness crisis. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are calling for more accountability for how state funds are being spent to address this issue. Folsom Republican Assembly member Josh Hoover wrote a letter to the Joint Legislative Audit Committee asking for a formal audit to investigate where billions of state dollars to address homelessness over the last 4 years ended up. That as Democratic Assembly member Luz Rivas is behind a proposal to require local governments who use state funds for homelessness-related matters to publicly share their goals. If those goals are not met, the funds could be transferred to other local governments. And now to Capitol Hill, where the White House is urging states to crack down on junk fees, those hidden charges tacked on at the time of payment that jack up costs for consumers on everything from airline and hotel bookings to late fees for credit cards. Today, top White House officials and the head of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau will host a virtual meeting with hundreds of state legislators, calling on them to take action. The CFPB has already proposed a rule to cut most credit card late fees, and the Department of Transportation has proposed a requirement for airlines to disclose all fees up front. Well, what's the first thing you would buy if you won the lottery? I think you know my answer is a pony. We're learning that the man who recently won that record-setting $2 billion November Powerball lottery has picked up a mansion. It's in the Hollywood Hills. Edwin Castro chose to take his winnings in a lump sum, so that means he gets about $997 million before taxes. His new 3-story hillside mansion cost him $25 million of those winnings. It overlooks the Sunset Strip, and it's nearly 14,000 square feet with an infinity pool, outdoor kitchen, gym, wine cellar, movie theater, and a sauna. There's even a deck on the roof for admiring that LA sunset. His new neighbors include Jimmy Kimmel and Ariana Grande.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.